collectors, and welcome to Long's Toys. Today we are taking a look at Miles Morales Spider-Man versus Marvel's Vulture from the Epic Heroes series from Hasbro. So once again, another 2-pack here, getting more villains in the line. I think Vulture looks really great. Nice to have Miles Morales Spider-Man here, but I'll be honest, this costume doesn't look incredibly different from ones we've had in the past. We have the bubble on card packaging here, so no more cardboard boxes. Not really anything going on the bottom. Got some nice artwork of Spider-Man here up top. And then flipping it around to the back, you can see we have the product shots of the two figures here. Miles comes with a skateboard, which looks a little wonky in my opinion, but we'll get into that. So I'm going to go ahead and get these two out of the packaging here, and we'll get a closer look. Here are two figures out of the packaging. We'll start over here with Miles. The skateboard, I'll be honest, it's a little wonky. I just don't like the way the wheels are done underneath. They don't roll. They're just solid pieces here. They don't even look like wheels because you have this piece here that's connecting it to the board. It just, I don't know, the wheels look really weird. You do have a nice Spider-Man logo there molded underneath, and then you have another one painted here on top. So, I mean, it looks good, like the board part of it, but the wheels are just really weird. But it does connect onto the bottom of his foot very simply. Really, any of the characters should be able to utilize it. But yeah, it's a skateboard. Not the best accessory. Miles looks pretty good, though. I think they did a nice job with the paint applications. The mask looks nice. I like seeing that. Got the usual articulation, so we got a ball joint here for the head. Look up and down ever so slightly, mostly turning side to side. Can't really tilt side to side that much. Once again, the joints are done in the red plastic, and that seems to be for all of his joints. So I don't know why they didn't go with black. It's not a big deal, because it almost kind of just looks like more lines on the costume, because it kind of feeds into it, with the exception of maybe the elbows and the knees. But the knees are on the back, so you don't really see them. But again, just don't know why they didn't just do that. I feel like these joints should have gone over to the other Spider-Man figure because they're red and they would have matched better, and then he should have got black ones. But in any case, standard articulation, so you have the hinge really tight on mine, but hinge and rotation there. Same for the elbows, hinge and rotation. Nothing in the waist, nothing in the wrist. Have the hinge and the rotation here in the hip. And then you have the hinge and the rotation here in the knee. And then the legs are one solid piece, so nothing in the ankle. But pretty standard little 4-inch figure. I think Miles looks pretty good. Like I said, costume doesn't really look all that different from the usual one. I think there's a little bit more going on in the abdomen area in terms of these red lines. I kind of think that's the only difference, but I could be wrong. But let's move on to Vulture. Can I get you to stand? He seems like he's not incredibly top-heavy, but there we go. Vulture, I think, looks really cool. The nice thing about this is if you want to take the wings off, you can. So if you want to pretend he has them folded up or something like that, you can. They come separate in the packaging. Oh, there goes Miles. We'll just lay him down back here. But in any case, Vulture looks cool. Now, I have to admit, this is not really a costume that I'm super familiar with for the Vulture, but it looks cool. I mean, those red eyes are really nicely painted. This whole figure is done in this kind of metallic teal-looking plastic, which looks really sharp. You have some of this metallic green here, a little bit darker green for the forearm gauntlets. A little bit of silver there for these tubes on the side. Nice range of motion. He can look up. I wish he could look up a little bit more so that when he's flying, he could actually look forward, but not that big a deal. Head can turn side to side. Really nice range of motion there. He has typical hinge and rotation in the shoulder. He has hinge and rotation in the elbow. His joints are actually the same color of plastic, so that's nice. You have this detailing here all around the back with his belt, which is really nice. Again, nice metallic green and silver there. Move the arms out of the way so you can see he can kick to the side, kick forward. Same bend in the knees as Miles. But yeah, overall, I think he looks great. And like I said, it's really nice to see some more villains in this line. And again, not a costume I'm super familiar with, but I think it's cool. I like it. And this leaves the door open if they want to do a more classic Vulture in the future. They certainly can. The wings, I think, are also really nicely done. So they're done in this green plastic here, and then the wings are really nicely painted, this kind of darker silverish gray, but has kind of a metallic quality to it. And that's on both sides. So these look great. And like I said, they plug in very simply. You can see you have these slits here on the back, and they just pop in. and they friction in pretty tight. They're not going to fall out, but if you want to store it, it makes it a little bit easier to take them out for storage, but they are not going to fall out, which is nice. And he looks good. You can kind of get the head going a little bit forward so he can kind of fly and look forward a little bit. I wish you could tilt it back just ever so slightly more, but honestly, not bad. Yeah, the Vulture is great. So once again, you know, you're buying the 2-pack probably for the villain figure, if we're being honest, only because you probably already have a Miles Morales Spider-Man from something else, because there's been quite a few of them around, same with regular Spider-Man. So yeah, I think it's a good 2-pack. If you don't have a Miles Morales, then absolutely pick this up, because it's a good Miles figure. Happy with it. I just, you know, at this point, I think I probably have 3 or 4 of each Spider-Man, and you know what? I'm gonna stand him on the skateboard. I guess it's good for one thing. It keeps him from falling over. Well, nah, see? I had to jinx it. There we go. So yeah, this is a nice 2-pack. Like I said, the Vulture is by far the standout for me. It's the first time we're getting a Vulture. It's really nicely done. The colors are fun, really nicely painted. The wings look great. Detachable if you want to detach them. Very easy to peg them in and out. And they stay in really nicely and super tight, which is good. Again, Miles, perfectly good figure. You might already have one, but if you don't, definitely a nice one to pick up here. The joints being red is a little weird to me, but they blend into the costume a little bit better than the blue joints on the Spider-Man from the other day. So I can forgive it here a little bit more. Yeah, he looks good. Like I said, it's a nice version of Miles. Wonderful Vulture. Definitely recommend this one. Like I said, I found it at Target a while back for about 15 bucks. I think it's around maybe on Amazon or so. I think the normal retail is 20. Still feel that's fair for 2 4-inch figures. I don't think that's that bad of a price. But if you can find it for 15, it's an absolute steal. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. And as always, thanks so much for watching.